Planned Parenthood released its annual report earlier this month, and it shows that in 2021, it performed a record number of abortions. According to the report, Planned Parenthood performed more than 383,000 abortions last year. That is an 8% increase from the previous year. The report also found a significant decline in the number of cancer screenings as well as pregnancy tests that the organization provides. We go now to Melanie Israel, policy analyst at the Heritage Foundation, who has been following this story. Melanie, welcome. Good to be with you today. Talk to us more about this report and what stood out most to you.
Well, what really stuck out is that as excited as we all are, obviously, about the court correcting a grave error in the Dobbs case and overturning Roe, this annual report from Planned Parenthood is not good news. They performed a record number of abortions. Other key health services are declining, and that's a long-term enduring decline for many years now. And on the other side, when you look into their financial data from the previous year, you see that their government funding has gone up. Their total revenue has gone up. The number of private contributions from donors is going up. And so for as much as we hear from Planned Parenthood about bemoaning the state of things, they're doing a lot of abortions and they're getting a lot of money. And so as far as they're concerned, that's got to be pretty good news.
Melanie, can you put those numbers into historical context for us? You know, for example, how many abortions were performed by Planned Parenthood, say, maybe 5 or even 10 years ago?
Sure. What's really interesting is that for many years, even longer than 5-10 years ago, there was a very steady, long-term, enduring decline in the overall abortion rate across the country. However, for Planned Parenthood, starting in about 2015, 2016, you started seeing those abortion numbers start to steadily rise. And I think one of the things that we can point to contributing to that is, of course, the rise in chemical abortions, abortion pills that make it very cheap, very fast, and very easy for Planned Parenthood to put these dangerous pills into the hands of women across the country, sometimes through the mail, and sometimes after only a telemedicine consultation where a woman hasn't even been seen in person.
Melanie, I want to talk about the timing of this report. I understand it was released several weeks later than in previous years. What can you tell us about this?
It was released very, very late, months late, actually. And in fact, for some of us who watch this and follow it every year, we were kind of starting to wonder if they were going to release one at all. And of course, they've had leadership turmoil and things like that over the years. So perhaps that was a contributing factor. So when we did finally get this report about 9 months late, it was kind of catching people off guard. But again, the numbers in the report are not good news for pro-life Americans. And we also have to underscore that the numbers in this report are from prior to the Dobbs decision. So it's going to take a little bit of time for us to see what the full effect of Roe's reversal means when it comes to Planned Parenthood's business practices.
Melanie, we're almost out of time, but quickly, before I let you go, how do you see abortion playing out in the midterm elections? Do you think it'll be a major deciding factor for voters? And if so, in what way?
You know, I think the main thing that you're going to be seeing is the candidates being very clear about where you are. On one side, you have the radical left that's in favor of abortion on demand for any reason through all 9 months of pregnancy, paid for by the taxpayers. And what a contrast. On the pro-life side, you're going to see candidates out there talking about the way we're able to, as Americans, come to find consensus and enact policies that most Americans agree with that will protect unborn children as much as we possibly can. And so I think the contrast is going to be really striking here in the next several weeks. And again, the contrast couldn't be more clear.
Melanie, thank you so much for your time today and for weighing in. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.